Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It has been a while since I posted a video, so today I decided to film one. I want to talk about the 5 things that I think you should do to help you pass the CPA exams. Now, just last week I was watching this person on YouTube telling everyone secrets that will guarantee them a passing score. I'm not here to talk to you about that because, in my opinion, there are no such thing as guarantees. There are no magic tricks either. All there is to this exam is hard work. Lots and lots of hard work. But the 5 things that I will share with you will make your studying more fun, and it will give you higher chances of passing. And if you find this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel. Alright, let's get to it. Number 1, think positive. I know you've heard this a lot, but hear me out. People who know me know that I am a very optimistic person. I try to be positive at all times, and I always look at the bright side of things. But to be completely honest, I am not always like that when it comes to my exams. Most of the time when I take an exam, I always tell myself that I'm going to fail. Why? I don't know. And it's not because I think I'm stupid or I didn't study enough. I just think it's human nature. It's almost like a defense mechanism, if you will. So if I tell myself even before taking an exam that I am going to fail, and if I really failed, then it would be less devastating. Then I can start rationalizing that it's really not that big of a deal because I knew I would fail anyway. But really, why is it that we think of failure right away? Why do we accept defeat even before going into the battle? And if you tell yourself that you're going to fail this exam, then why are you even considering taking it? If you keep telling yourself that there's no way you're gonna pass, then why bother? I know why. Because regardless of what you tell yourself, deep inside you, you want to pass this exam. So instead of manifesting failure, declare success. Go into that exam room knowing that you will give it your best and you will let God do the rest. Number 2, make sure you have a strong support system. Studying for the CPA exam is not an easy task. It requires a lot from you. So having the support of your family and your friends is definitely a great thing, and it's something to be thankful for. But what's even more amazing is getting support from people who are on the same boat as you. See, your family and your friends know that studying for the CPA exams is hard, but sometimes they don't know how hard. The people who are taking the same exams know exactly what you're going through, and they know the amount of time and energy it requires. This was basically the reason why I created my Instagram account when I started studying. I wanted to connect with some people who are struggling just like me. And every time I was feeling down and losing hope, I would look at these people and realize that I wasn't alone. That feeling discouraged at times was normal. I saw their struggles, their pains, and I also saw their success. And I knew that after all the hardships, just like them, I will get to the finish line as well. So I really encourage you to be a part of the CPA communities online. It's a great resource and it keeps you accountable. There are some great groups on Facebook that I will link down below. And I also encourage you to follow people on Instagram and watch videos from YouTube to keep you motivated. It's really cool that more and more people are creating Instagram pages dedicated for just their CPA studies. I can't even tell you how many great people I've met through my Instagram account and the virtual friendships that I've developed in the last few months. So again, this is a tough journey, but you don't have to go through it alone. Number 3, stick to your plan. I know this is easier said than done, but this will play a big role in your success. Sometimes things happen that kind of screws up your plan, and let's be honest, it's really hard to get back to it. Especially when you take a vacation, even for just a few days, you get back and you just don't want to even open your books. And that's absolutely okay. You just have to convince yourself that you need to get back to it. And I promise that after a day or 2 of contemplating, and once you get the wheels going again, you are back on track. And speaking of sticking to your plan, make sure that you have a solid schedule. This is a trial and error for some people, and personally I feel like I work better under pressure because I want deadlines. So what I did was I scheduled my exams even before opening my books. I knew that I wanted to pass all 4 sections by a certain date. So what I did was I scheduled my exams and then worked backwards. That way I knew that I needed to get my studying done in 4 or 5 weeks. I had a specific goal in mind, and because I had my schedule set, I knew that there was no time for me to screw around. And so if you're studying now and you haven't scheduled your exam yet, you are more likely to find excuses to not put in the work because you can catch up tomorrow or the next day or the next week. So I really suggest that you try setting a goal, set a deadline, challenge yourself. Like I said, this part of your journey is trial and error. We all have different studying styles and there's no one way of doing it. But just make sure that whatever plan you have, you stick to it. Number 4, be disciplined. Everybody who already passed the exams would agree with me that this is key to passing. And like I mentioned earlier, this whole process requires a lot from you. It requires a lot of your attention, it requires a lot of your time, and it requires a lot of late nights and early mornings. And part of being disciplined is also saying no to some things. You might need to say no to your friends when they ask you out on weekends, or say no to binge watching your favorite Netflix show. I know that some people would say that it's very important to continue living your life while studying for the exams, and I could not agree more. It's definitely important to find that balance. But living life does not mean that you have to go out with your friends every single solitary weekend. And it doesn't mean that you have to spend your entire night on weekdays eating ice cream while watching How to Get Away with Murder or Game of Thrones. You need to understand that the sacrifices that you're making now will be all worth it. Number 5, believe in yourself. I can't tell you how many times I doubted myself. There were times when I got so frustrated because none of what I was reading made any sense, and I asked myself many times if it was even worth doing it. I told myself that I wasn't good enough and that I was just setting myself up for failure. But I didn't listen to that part of me, because if I did, I probably wouldn't be in front of this camera and filming this video. It is so easy to doubt yourself, and that's exactly what this exam will do to you. So be prepared for that. Just remember that there will be days where none of it makes sense, and that is part of the process. Don't beat yourself up. One of the things that I learned during this whole exam process is that we know more than we think we do. I feel like 70% of the people who passed the exam would tell you that they were convinced that they were going to fail. And this really goes back to my first point, where we tend to downplay it. And part of that is because we don't believe in ourselves. So if you think about it, it's kind of silly that you would spend hundreds and hundreds of hours studying, and then at the end of the day, you're just gonna doubt yourself, that you're not good enough. So always remember, you know more than you think you do. Believe in yourself, because you can do this. So there you have it. I hope you guys find this video helpful and will start incorporating those 5 things in your CPA journey. I was going to talk about my first 3 months working in public accounting, but I feel like this video is getting too long, so I'll just have to make a separate video about that. But for those of you who are asking, work is going really well. It's starting to get really busy, which is absolutely fine with me. I'm super excited for my first business season, and I know that some people roll their eyes when I tell them that, but it's true. I'm happy with what I do, and I might not have this same opinion after a few months, but for now I'm just enjoying the process. I'm really enjoying the clients that I'm on and the people that I'm working with. So that's all I have for you today. Thanks again for watching. God bless.